How's it going, Nation? It's late on Friday night, early Saturday morning, the 22nd of September, and I couldn't sleep because I've kind of been just thinking a lot, and I kind of wanted to get a little something off of my chest and kind of be candid for a little bit, I suppose. So if you will allow me to just kind of talk to you for a little while, that would be that would mean the world to me. So. I've been thinking a lot about two things. First off, something that I heard in a song last year by the Black Eyed Peas, that there is no longer a physical record store. And I remember making a video about that, just being absolutely enraged and appalled by it, because there clearly is. But the more I'm thinking about it, the more that I am seeing what some of the current trends in the record industry and the business are kind of going to. I'm starting to fear that prophecy may actually become true sooner than we really want it to. Digital music and digital sales and things like that have really taken off to the point where it is overshadowing the physical sales, and I kind of find that to be, I guess, really kind of unnerving and sad in a way, because I take great pride in having a large physical collection. And my physical collection spans across multiple platforms also. It spans CDs, it spans cassette tapes, 8-tracks, vinyl records. You name it, I probably have it. You know, I have DVDs of bands. I haven't jumped to Blu-ray yet, but once I do, I'm sure that I will have music Blu-ray. It's, you know, as cliche as it has begun to sound, because of the plethora of people that are saying this line, music truly is my religion, because music has a way of speaking to me, and really to all of us, in a way that in some cases and in some scenarios, just, you know, people alone with just simple words cannot do that. And I'm not really trying to take a stab at people who have great relationships, that have great communication, because I myself am in a relationship that has that. However, music is a voice that is just truly triumphant by itself. It is a mystery that we will never understand, and its power over us, and its power to convey emotions within us and really change our moods on a dime is truly just absolutely incredible. It's something that you can't describe. It's something you can't explain. It truly is a religious, a theism, you know, a theological experience in and of itself. I really don't want to see this all go digital. I like the concept of an iPod. I like the concept that you can have 100 or however many artists on this little device, as opposed to you walking around with a handbag or a book bag full of CDs that you have to change out every so often. I've done that before, and, you know, it's not fun, but it's something that I willingly do, because, quite honestly, if in 20 years I'm the only person who's dumb enough to be walking around with a CD Walkman, whether it be in a large corporate city or a small rural environment, I won't care. I'll be A-okay with that, because I love the physical collection, for one. If I could find an old tape deck, you know, where I could, you know, portable tape deck, I would use that too. And of course, there's nothing really for portability for vinyl, but if there were, then that'd be sweet too. But you get the point. The point of the matter is simple. I really embrace this idea of having these physical copies of these albums. And this is not something where it's just about having the artwork and the complete, the complete experience, so to speak. You know, it's just the joy of supporting the artist that way, and really seeing their entire vision, whatever that vision may be. Now, I understand with downloads that you still get the key aspect, which is the music. Just give me the music and shut the fuck up. I get that. And I understand that some people may argue that through downloading like that and purchasing the albums online, there is a better chance that the artist is going to get a larger portion of the cut. And in that regard, I can understand why that is a more attractive feature. And really, in that nature, then it's the business itself that also needs a little bit of a makeover. But whenever I'm seeing corporations and companies that are, you know, built specifically for music and entertainment, entertaining the thoughts of doing burning right there in their own stores, essentially almost as a desperation tactic, at least in my own opinion. That really troubles me, and the reason for that is because it's almost like encouraging the behavior that was killing your business in the first place in an attempt to save it. And that to me just doesn't sit well. I think that you should have some strong belief that the revitalization is right around the corner, because I think it very well could be. One of our main jobs as older individuals, those of you who are of the older generation that's in the 20s and 30s right now, is our duty kind of to remind our children that there is a real joy and a real importance to having a physical copy, to going out to a record store, socializing, getting out there in the world, as opposed to, just, chilling out and posting about stuff on Facebook. And mingling with other music fans at a music store, or at a local chain, or whether it be that or an FYE or a TWEC company, whatever is close to you, whatever really supplies music. I know that I distance people from Walmart and Kmart and Target because not only is it competition, but I really don't really approve of some of their ethics. The way in which they keep their sections is just deplorable. Yada yada yada. But if that's the only thing that's available to you, I understand, and I can understand how that's going to dissuade a lot of people from really getting into physical copies, because, well, a lot of their stuff they can't find. It's just, though, there is such a joy to having that collection, and another big key aspect of that is those hard drives that supply your music. Those are open for viruses. They're open to getting just wiped clean. I would lose a lot of music if my hard drive just magically disappeared tomorrow. I would lose my entire physical collection because I have it on there as a backup. But there you go. My backup would be backed up by my physical copies. At least for some. Not all. Because believe me, I too is a downloader, and I've definitely changed my tune in recent events and memories in recent years. Still, if it's something that I know that I'm going to get, I will download it previously. That way I can do reviews. I get promos every so often from bands directly, or from labels, whatever it may be. It's just having that physical copy in my hands, there's just a feeling like it's Christmas for me. And, younger generation, I'm not trying to single you guys out, but, there is such a joy to it. You might say to yourself, well, that's really inefficient, Mark. That's really inefficient, Cover Killer Nation. All that space that you're going to be putting CDs, and vinyl and stuff in, you could just put it on this little iPod. This little tiny little thing. And that's it. That's all you need to do. And it's going to house all of your music, and everything's going to be great. Sure, until the damn thing breaks, or you leave it out in the sun and it no longer works, then you have to re-download everything. But it's going to be on my computer. Well, your hard drive could be wiped. There goes that. Imagine that perfect storm. Imagine in that perfect storm you have this terrible day where your hard drive gets eaten alive by a Trojan virus, and then you go to use your iPod, you drop it on your driveway as you're heading towards your car, and now you have nothing. Now the only thing that you can do is go to a local store and buy a new iPod and perhaps a new hard drive, and then go to another store and buy iTunes cards, or whatever it might be. It's a terrible, terrible thought, but that is the reality of it. With physical albums, I understand people are saying, well, they can get scratched, they can get eaten if they're cassette tapes, they can get worn out if they're vinyl, whatever it may be. But with proper upkeep and just a little bit of, timely care. I mean, I have albums that are up there, CDs, that play the same way they did the day that I got them 15 years ago. So, I mean, I'm not sure if I'm just doing something right, or if I'm just not leaving them around. I'm, too anal retentive about, what happens with my albums, whatever it may be. But that's just the point. I don't want to wake up in an environment where there is no physical record store. There are independent shops all around that still believe in this. They still sell vinyl, they still sell CDs, whatever it may be, and they are seldomly visited, I believe. There are still some dedicated music-obsessed fans out there that still buy and love physical copies, and still just absolutely embody themselves with this music. But there are too many people out there who claim to embody themselves with music that do not. That purely stick with that digital idea. That digital idea is bullshit. That isn't being a real collector. It's way too easy. And I know that's a stupid argument, but it really is true. There is so much more to be gained by going home or having friends over and having them look at your wall of music and your wall of paraphernalia that's associated. That really just kicks the ass off of you showing them your iPod and having them scroll through it. There's something about that that just seems so monotonous and boring that it makes me lose all the interest in the world in looking at your collection. Call me old school. There is an importance to this stuff. There's an importance to sampling stuff that's new just because it looks cool. There is an importance to, informed risk. There is an importance to buying things on a whim, and there's going to be disappointment. Disappointment is not a problem. It's not a wasteful avenue. It is you giving something a try. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to like it every time. Today, artists seem to need to be multifaceted and multi-talented in the fields of marketing, in the fields of YouTube promotion, t-shirts, concert tickets, and things like that, all these accessories, in order to really become rich. And they have to appear on everybody else's work over and over and over again in order to really get rich. Not everybody has that option, but those who do tend to do alright. However, having 25 million views on YouTube for one song is definitely not the same as having sold maybe what Adele has, 22 million records. That's as rare as it's going to get, unless something changes and changes fast. Younger fans, become a part of the buying generation that preceded you. Go out to a local music store and buy some records, buy some CDs, whatever it may be, whatever your store may sell. You might go to an independent vinyl shop and find some stuff like that. Really embrace this idea, because the idea of there being no physical record shops, no physical music stores is just saddening to me. Because why should we not have a place that represents something that harbors so close to our hearts, that exudes all of our emotions, and the mysterious force that really drives our lives? If you are truly in love with music, if you worship it, if it is your religion, there's no reason for you not to have a large and vast physical collection. It is essential. That's all I have, guys. Thanks for listening to me ramble for a little bit. You guys have a great day.